Okay, Dami. Okay, Dami. Help me find Julia again. Give me one. Be careful, girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the graduating class of 2019. They look great, don't they? If you would please rise. Please rise as the concert and symphonic bands plays our national anthem.
Oh boy.
It is now my pleasure to acknowledge our C4 school board members, cabinet members, and the superintendent of schools. As I call your name, please stand and remain standing until everyone is introduced so we can recognize everyone at once. Mr. Leonard Green, Board President. Ms. Monica Terry, Board Vice President. Ms. Barbara Polite, Board Treasurer. Mr. Paul Alexander, Board Member. Mrs. Amy Blankenship, board member. Mr. Chuck Cornford, board member. And Mrs. Dawn Coy, board member. Dr. Kenny Rodriguez, superintendent of schools. Dr. Joanna King, assistant superintendent of curriculum and instruction. Ms. Lori DeAnda, assistant superintendent of human resources. And Ms. Anne Marie Cook, assistant superintendent of operations and finance. We would also like to acknowledge Dr. Michelle Butler, principal of CARE.
Hold on, step on this.
To the graduating class of 2019. I have known most of you since those sometimes awkward, no, almost always awkward, 6th grade middle school years. What an honor to see how as a class you have become the exceptional adults before us tonight. Those who can persevere when things get tough, can stand up for what is right, can advocate for those whose voices are silenced, who can work hard and then work harder, who can embrace the differences in others and make Grandview High School a great place to be. So let's take a moment to thank those who have helped you reach this important moment tonight. Moms and dads, step-parents, guardians, grandmas and grandpas, aunts and uncles, extended family and even siblings, all those who mentored you and supported you in countless ways. Friends who were there for you through your struggles and successes. Also your teachers from your early years whose names you probably still remember. They helped you learn to read and also to tie your shoes and pulled those loose teeth. Then the middle school teachers whose names you may not remember as you were busy trying to be cool and get that person next to you to notice you. To the high school teachers who wouldn't let you take it easy, who pushed you and challenged you because they believed in you. And finally, to those often unsung heroes, bus drivers who gave you a smile to start your day, those in the lunchroom who greeted you by name, custodians and secretaries and all others who were ready to help at a moment's notice. In honor of all those important people in your life, I ask that you give them a round of applause. And my final words to you, as you go out to be the change in this world, remember to be amazing, brave, inspiring, unstoppable, and the difference. At this time, I would like to present the Grandview High School Chamber Choir under the direction of Mr. Micah Horton for their performance of the Grandview High School Alma Mater.
Uh-oh, Mr. Horton.
Chamber Choir. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Grandview C4 Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Kenny Rodriguez.
Good evening. We'd like to welcome all of you, certainly the special guests on the stage behind me, and members of the school board, distinguished faculty and staff, parents, family members, all the friends and loved ones who have made this day possible. I celebrate your accomplishments, and I'm honored to be speaking to you here tonight as a very proud superintendent. This is absolutely always my favorite time of the year. I know that during the school year it seems at times that it's just stuck in neutral and you're not going anywhere. At other times it's going by so incredibly fast. Once you get to this point, you're able to kind of stop and reflect a little bit. Reflect on your life to this point. Reflect on the ups and downs, successes and challenges, loves and heartbreaks. So to that end, I would just like to say a few words. To the parents, family members, loved ones, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to make education a priority in the students' lives. Thank you for encouraging them when they needed it, for kicking them out of the house first thing in the morning when they would not wake up. This is a long road for each of you as well, but you should be very proud of your students' success. Thank you for partnering with us to ensure that your child made it to this point. It has been our honor to educate them. To the faculty and staff, thank you is never enough. You take the time every day to make a difference in the students' lives. You go above and beyond the call of duty every day possible. You come early, you stay late, you answer phone calls, texts, emails at all hours of the day and night. You always try to be there for the students no matter what. And for that reason, it's to be here on a day like today so you can celebrate these students' accomplishments. As you may not hear it near enough, I want to say again how much we appreciate all that you do. To the class of 2019, congratulations. You finally made it. I'm sure there are times you did not think that you would make it here. You sit here tonight with your peers, ready to take that next step. You've accomplished something that no one will ever be able to take away from you, a high school diploma. I opened last year's speech talking a little bit about the class of 2018 and how I remember them for various things like winning a state basketball championship and having my daughter being amongst the graduates. This year I just want to say how amazing this class has been, how much I've enjoyed getting to know you. Some of you maybe only on Twitter, but oh, and also how amazing it was to win back-to-back state basketball championships. Tonight I want to take a second just to talk to you for a few moments about failure. Now I know that may seem like an incredibly odd topic for a speech on an evening such as this, but hang with me just for a second. I want you to think about all the things that you've done in your life up to this point. Think about some of your greatest accomplishments, such as tonight, and the experiences that you went through to get here. Whether you were taking your first steps, learning how to walk, learning how to ride a bike, learning the basics of reading and math, or eventually learning how to edit your English papers so that maybe your teacher would give you that elusive A. At some point in time in your life, you failed. You failed over and over again, taking your first steps or learning how to ride a bike. I'm sure you failed and fell several times in the process. But what you learned was how to succeed. See, we have to be willing to fail in order for us to have these triumphs. I tell you this because some of the world's greatest successes and accomplishments would not have been possible without first being failure. As you begin the rest of life's journey, if you are afraid of failing, you may never truly succeed. So as your superintendent, I want to leave you with a request. Don't let this be the end of your educational journey. Please make sure that you use this as a springboard for a continued search for answers. Remember, knowledge is power, and the more that you know, the more successful you'll become. As you continue after high school, I challenge you to be the light in the world, to be the light in your community for others, and be the change that you want to see. Remember that you may have failures along the way, but these failures will make your successes that much more memorable. You're at a very unique crossroads. The education that you've received from Grandview will open doors for you, but only you and your character can keep them open. You are at the very first step of the rest of your journey. What you do with this incredible opportunity is entirely up to you. I hope all of you remember that you will always have the support of your superintendent and that you will always be a bulldog. To the class of 2019, I am honored to have been your superintendent, and I'm very proud of all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rodriguez. I would now like to introduce to you the class of 2019 elected speakers as they prepare to take the stage. The first speaker is Rayma Butler, who will then be followed by Nana Dorsey. At this time, band members, please make your way.
Over 1.2 million students drop out of high school in the United States alone. That's one student every 26 seconds or 7,000 students a day. No one really knows what goes on behind the closed doors in a student's life, the difficulties they face on a day-to-day basis, being dealt cards we didn't ask for, the feeling of not knowing if we can go on because being an adolescent in a mean, cruel, unfair world seems too much at times. Having to push past our circumstances and longing for a better future. Trying to keep our eye on the prize when our vision is blurred with tears of fear. The things we go through in life sometimes corrupt the way we take action and how we perceive daily experiences. I advise you today, as we move to the next chapter of our life, don't let fear bring you down or hold you back any longer. We often disqualify ourselves from so much in life. We put limits on ourselves, and it stems from fear. We don't want to fail, lose, or get rejected, and fear paralyzes. And if we let it have one part of us, it will manifest in other areas of our life. However, when we fail, was it really a failure, or was it an opportunity to learn? We gain knowledge that no one can take away. How many of us know the movie Rocky? Well, Sylvester Stallone was rejected 1,500 times before selling his script. The first one made a little over $117 million. How many times have we tried, class of 2019? When the world says no, when we tell ourselves no, that we don't qualify, we don't fit the image, we don't have the money, say yes. Say I can and I will. Our words have power and so do you. The things we fear, we often end up drawn to ourselves. How ironic. Fear is meant to be detrimental. We often like to mask it, to call it something else, but we need to call it what it is. I say when fear arises, no longer dodge it or run, but call it out. The inner things we face, we try to act like it doesn't exist and hide, look right in the face and let know it cannot hold you any longer. There is peace that comes when not letting fear consume you. There is liberty and freedom. Walk with your head held high. We tend not to realize the blessings we have when fear blurs our vision and tries to stop us from our goal and getting to where we gotta go. We lose sight of the beautiful things we do have, the people that have been there from the beginning, the smallest thing like someone holding the door for you, and the gift of waking up to see another day. We need to keep pushing forward, even though we go through situations and obstacles may always come that are unfortunate. No, they don't define us, they don't determine who we will be, and they can't have our power any longer. Celebrate today as we move forward because we're not another statistic. We've come so far, class of 2019. In and outside of the school, we individually have accomplished great things and broke down walls when people thought we couldn't do it. Know that you are worthy, that you have a purpose, and you are special. And Nelson Mandela said it best. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumphant over it. The brave man is he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear.
Legendary blues singer B.B. King once said, "The beautiful thing about learning is that no one can take it away from you." So the beautiful thing about being a bulldog is that no one can take our time at Grandview away from us. This has been the quickest 4 years of our lives, and now it is time to leave our dog pound and go out and venture on our own. Before we part ways, let's reminisce. Through all the early morning practices and Friday night lights, we have not only come together to witness greatness, but we've also been a part of it. Things like our back-to-back state championship and track and field teams, top grading district and state music performances, or even our Future Business Leaders of America, Project Leaders of Project Lead the Way, and even robotics. Looking back at it, we really achieved a lot. We will always carry the memories of how we filled up the stands at Raytown South, or how we battled other students' sections. Grandview has not only given us memories we will never forget, but skills we need to start our new chapter. For example, you cannot be late every day to work without any consequences. All those who was in detentions and days in ISS